did take it to game 5. I'm with the desk that this is going to be a fun one.
Yeah, I'm excited to get underway. And this is where you really start making a name for yourself. This is the opportunity to move on to the next stage right here, right now, which would be huge for both of these teams.
You know, PDHM, you have a shot. Oh my goodness, it's Drufinho with the first goal for PDHM.
And a hard hit off the sidewall. You need somebody to challenge that. And someone had to get out there to prevent that shot from coming through, but nobody was there. A wide open angle and a hard shot. That's how you do it.
15 seconds is all it takes. And Sadness grabs the next ball on the kickoff. He actually gets the ball off the back wall. So, Atypical, you definitely have to think the nerves are at play for this team, where you take down 11s, and now where does that put your internal expectations as a team? Like what's going through your mind as a player after you do that? You couldn't take down 3 sins, and now you're already put behind against PDHM. It has to be taxing on your mind and wondering like what worked against 11s that isn't working against these other teams. Obviously so much game to play, and Dislike is ready to get the train back on the rails.
And that was almost a goal in that shot. You saw multiple defenders jump. Davey taps it down on the goal line. Sadness flies by it. It was full panic mode for PDHM. And unfortunately for them, they weren't able to clear, but Atypical gets back on the board. And now we're all tied up.
I think you're going to see a lot of hard challenges, or at least teams forcing the defense to contest the ball on the back wall and the backboard. It's been a little leaky on both sides in the first minute. But Atypical, we'll start with Dislike. A nice carry, but good shadow there by Leo. And, well, PDHM hanging on defense for now, but the boost totals are starting to dwindle. Everybody's sitting on 0. Here comes the shot, but, oh, Sadness picks up the save with the last tank of boost left on that team.
The right idea in the clear, but hit it right at Leo. Sadness, I like that drop down, but Dislike, very good heads-up play from him on the defensive end. These teams well matched so far, Jorby. 2 minutes coming and going, still tied off this ceiling. Thought that had a chance.
Oh man, what is it with South America and the ceiling? Like, I like it. It's fun. It's visceral. It's what's gonna happen next. Well, Nanito trying to force another opportunity. But the more you see this Atypical team on offense, the more you like their chances of taking the lead. The defense for PDHM holds firm, and they do get the next clear and maybe get the chance out of it. Relaxed on the rotation, PDHM, another demo. That one from Drufinho. The Sadness downfield was looking for maybe a pass. The option was there. He'll win the next 50. He'll go up for the next touch, and now PDHM have the shot, but it's off the crossbar, and Dislike came up massive.
Yeah, that was such an important touch. I was expecting that to go in. Dislike, in almost a hopeless situation, was able to get a critical touch that almost even started a counterattack. So excellent defense from Dislike.
Another one off the backboard. But Leo can't find the net. Oh, and neither can his teammate. And PDHM, a couple of opportunities now to take the lead. Dislike ruined one chance, and the post is ruining others. So Nanito's shot's taken away, or Sadness' shot taken away by Nanito. And now up high again, Sadness. Well, Sadness and Leo combined for an interesting clear. And they get the ball downfield again. Nice pass in front. Shot is denied again by Dislike. Well, I really like what I'm seeing from PDHM when they get on offense. It's a lot of intentional carries, looking for passes in the middle of the field. The positioning is there for those passes, and an open net is there for PDHM. Sadness, an easy one.
As Sadness able to take advantage of this lovely pass. The defense bites hard at the midfield, and that ends up costing them. PDHM, they scored first, now scoring last. But we've got 1:18 left for Atypical to have some sort of response, and it has been well matched up to this point.
It certainly has, and you feel like if they have a chance at it, I do want to see some more hard touches against the back wall. PDHM usually are chasing those balls down. That takes boost out of their tanks and allows you to take more of their boost off the pitch and get some more infield passing plays. But Atypical can't even hang on to the ball. PDHM have just played keep away. With less than a minute left, you can understand why, but all Atypical need are one solid counter attack. Next up, Zavitrax don't get the pass out to his teammate. He got bumped downfield. Then PDHM's defense again, James, is really proving difficult for Atypical.
Oh, and I like that pass attempt. It was the right idea. Time is running out, however, for Atypical.
Zavitrax's challenge knocked away. Here's a pass in front of the box, and Trufino gets his second insurance late in game one.
Trufino, he was waiting for this pass from Sadness, and it was perfect. Dislike had a chance, but on empty, didn't have enough boost to get there to deny it. And Trufino, big play, that's going to secure the game for PDHM.
Despite all that pressure from Atypical, James, they had 11 shots on net. Only one score to show for it. And they had their chances. But PDHM's defense proving too strong. 9 saves on the orange half. But hang on a second. Well, Nanito gets a goal, and there's still 3 seconds on the clock.
And that's little tap back by Leo was not what he was looking for. So we'll see if any kind of kickoff strategies come into play for Atypical.
Oh, perfect pop on that for PDHM. They still stay on top of the ball, and a lesson in possession from PDHM, showing Atypical how to keep the ball away.
Yeah, that was a good game overall for PDHM, but you can tell that Atypical has what it takes to pull down a win in this matchup. There was just a few moments where their defense failed them. The passing was looking pretty good from PDHM. So, I'm still waiting to see how this one pans out, Jorby.
Yeah, I mean, I liked how, Sadness sits at the top of the scoreboard. He had 5 saves, but a lot of the opportunities for Atypical were half chances. And I thought PDHM's positioning on defense was really solid. They didn't double commit. They weren't really out of position at any point on defense. They were never starved. Overall, just a solid performance from them. Obviously, Atypical having a couple of struggles on their own half of the field, and that will exacerbate things when PDHM are playing well. So game 2, Atypical seemed to have issues heating up in a match because versus 11s, they had a slow start. Versus 3 Sins, they went down 2 before they could catch back up. And this seems to be typical for Atypical, if you will, to have these slow starts. They have to get it fixed now, though. You can't go down 0-2 in a best-of-5 set.
I mean, you certainly don't want to. It's always tough to battle back and force those reverse sweeps. But in both of these teams sitting at 2-1, this is not tournament life for them. They still have one more series that they can lose. So the pressure not on just yet. And a good setup. That one off the post. Nanito, that was the perfect setup. That's what you hope to have as a striker. You hope to be in those situations where you can be that solo player getting the goal for your team, but clanged it off the post. That's going to be tough.
He seems to be the striker more times than not. He's gotten close a couple of times, but he's just trying to sneak it in, against the post or against the crossbar, because PDHM recovering the easier options. Another good challenge from Nanito. And the struggles for PDHM to grab onto this ball are short-lived. Here's a pass in front, and it's in! Sadness snuck the ball in, and another PDHM lead.
So a blistering shot and a great pass from Leo, but that shot right there off the corner of the Octane, that's how you get the most power. Well placed. Excellent strike. PDHM back on top.
Took only 1 minute, and Atypical, those missed chances, they start to eat in the back of your mind a little bit more focus real estate, if you will, where you start thinking, how did I not score that last goal? How did I not score that last shot? And being able to reset where PDHM have been stalwart on defense. A demo by Nanito could set things up finally for Atypical, but it's immediately knocked away from Sadness, who knew exactly where to go. That's good speed in front. A nice pass. It actually came away clean off the backboard, and it's not in! Leo picked up the save, and that shot wasn't even close from Dislike. Well, even when it's all working, and PDHM gave you the space, the counterattack is in your net, and Leo confirms the insurance!
That is quite the turn of events, Jorby. That was a certain goal-scoring situation, but then this shot from Leo, so good. 2 pinpoint accurate shots for PDHM, but you think back, Nanito, he needed to hit that shot. This is the second time we've seen him in an outright scoring situation fail to hit the mark. And that's gonna do some significant damage, you have to feel, to the confidence for Nanito.
Efficiency in the first half of game number 2 for PDHM. 2 goals on 3 shots, and more shots are coming. Here's one just off the crossbar. And all Atypical can do is manage the ball towards midfield, and that's it. Even there, I mean, Dislike, he wants to pass out, but Davitrox had to go back and get more boost because he couldn't go down and commit on that play. Couldn't get enough speed onto it, and now they lose the ball in midfield. Here's again on the back wall. Nobody could grab it. Finally, Davitrox fell on it, and Sadness trying to play keep away, but this actually might help Atypical. Thrown in front of the box and off the crossbar again. Follow-up shot is blocked. What? Leo picks up the save, and Davitrox wants to try but fail and fail again. Atypical cannot find a goal.
They can't buy one, Jorby. Even the shots that are looking good. You see these incredible saves coming out from PDHM. This is one of those series for Atypical where you feel like nothing that you can do will work out. But a great performance from PDHM.
Right on top of it again. It's a loose rotation on defense. They could pick this apart. Quick pass shot. Leo's too light, but waiting for it on the pass is Sadness, and the shot's too wide. PDHM seeing all eye right now. 360-degree vision of the pitch. They have complete control of the ball. Back out to the side. Every single car of Atypical is racing, hoping they can at least get a touch on the ball. But right now, PDHM are picking them apart in the attacking third, and it's been excellent by them, James. You said it absolutely. Sadness especially. I think he has been really tough for Atypical to get by, constantly putting the ball into space, constantly putting it on his teammates. Here, Nanito can't find a shot, but oh no, it wasn't good enough. He was challenged again. No good there for Davitrox or Dislike. Nanito back, and this is another chance for PDHM.
And PDHM, even the chances that Atypical's had, scoring opportunities, they just haven't been able to put away. And the team passing plays coming out from PDHM, they don't convert, but you can see them overflowing with confidence and determination to get the win here in game 2.
Atypical might be on offense, but they're working in with 2 players on 0 boost. Now they're in full retreat. Pick up a couple of canisters and stop the next PDHM attack with 20 seconds left. Haven't been able to hang on to the ball at all. Drufinho as well, making it. I mean, it's the full team of PDHM. Rarely do you see passing that consistent in one game. In just one game, typically the other team is able to get a bunch of clears at least, and you only have a chance for 1 or 2 passing plays. But PDHM are out here looking like G2 with their passing.
Yeah, they certainly are looking quite good. The team passing plays, the accuracy as well. Sadness, great shot. Leo, great shot. Both of them hard hit, right where they needed to be. But then you look at Atypical, they had multiple opportunities, particularly Nanito. He had to hit those shots. This game could have been so much different if you think back to that first opportunity that he had where he came up short. This game could have been much different for Atypical. If they would have scored those 2 obvious situations, we would even be seeing overtime right now with them have a chance to take the win. So they are not doing any favors for themselves, but on top of that, they're having to play against this PDHM defense that has been making plays when the shots have been on target. So this is going to be a tough nut to crack for Atypical, and they find themselves in quite the hole now, one game away from losing the series.
If every shot you take is contested, maybe it's time to blow some cars up. Maybe it's time to, get a little chippy on the net. Check this PDHM team, because they're playing as if there's no threat on the other side of the pitch. And you can see why Leo has been so dangerous in front of the box. And even off this kickoff, Dislike has a nice little carry. But wow, I mean, the shading there on defense to trap the ball out, roll it up the ramp, that gives you the best chance of control rather than hoping that your teammate can get a quick follow-up to whatever challenge is about to happen on your own back wall.
Oh, we see a bit of a panicked hit from Leo. This is putting PDHM in a tough spot. See how they recover here.
Player sitting on
from Sadness.
Ooh. Didn't get that second touch, and Leo was ready to follow that one up too. Really like the philosophy from PDHM. Typically a product of the communication being excellent, James. In nonverbal or your car body language, but also in voice and Drufinho. Beautiful redirect. PDHM just cannot stop scoring.
Where Atypical has been struggling, that's where PDHM has been excelling. The placement on these shots has been incredible. You think back to opportunities PDHM has had to score where they've come up short. I can't think of one, because every time they get a look, and that one wasn't even the easiest look, they're still putting them in, and another goal for Drufinho. Back-to-back goals. PDHM extending the lead.
Just left scrambling on defense. Davitrox got caught on the post. He tried to come quickly out of the net, the right idea, but he got caught on the side, and that put him off path and led to an easy goal. I see what Dex was talking about with PDHM. I see what he's like. I think some teams are going to be surprised by these guys today. Well, if they're not surprised, then they already knew that PDHM were going to make waves today. I really enjoy how this roster looks on the field, and especially on defense. The stoicism in front of the net. How many hard saves have they had, James? And how many counterattacks can Drufinho put right back into the net? That's a hat trick.
And look at this. Leo gets the pass right to him. Drufinho has been putting shot after shot on target. But again, the presence of mind to go for the pass, and even that pass was about as perfect as it gets. You bait in the defender. You make the defender think that, I have a chance at stopping this ball. But no, Drufinho gets there, he gets there first, blasts it right by him, gets his hat trick, and PDHM, this game is fully in their hands, Jorby. It's tough to imagine Atypical getting back into it when they have not managed to score anything.
The only player that has really threatened in front of the box is Nanito, and he's been quiet in the first half of Game 3. He's behind the ball now. Davitrox wants that ball to move forward as second man, but they just have not had any success winning the ball in the corners. They are consistently forced into trying these long passing plays in front of the box. PDHM just aren't biting on any of them. They don't feel any threat from Atypical in front, and when they finally do, they're always ready for it. So even when Atypical aren't out of position, or they're not making errors that are just giving PDHM more leeway, PDHM are just still outplaying them on defense.
And that was another chance for PDHM, not only on defense, but on offense. They've been getting multiple chances. Their spacing is looking good. And when your spacing is good, Jorby, it really helps on both sides of the field. When you're on defense, you prevent the double commits. Offense, you give your teammates someone to pass to. It also gives you, you're in a much more forgiving spot if the ball bounces in an unexpected way, if your spacing's on point. And that's really where PDHM has excelled. They're not really tangling up with each other at all. Always that right distance away to come in and help when needed.
Nice save from Davitrox. Fourth goal would certainly end or end this game for Atypical. Like you said, this is a match between 2-1 record teams. So Atypical, they still have another chance today, but the longer the day goes, the harder the matches get, simply because of the volume of matches that you've played, or the games that you've played during the day. So Atypical, if they could find a way out of their own half and get back into this game, they'd certainly love to, but with PDHM, everything they touch is dangerous. And even there, Nanito just slower to the ball, all over Atypical. PDHM, a well-oiled machine in front of the box, and still it's locked down in midfield. Everybody's stunned on defense, but the ball can't be put on target. Nanito is ever thankful.
It just looks like Atypical's out there dog paddling, trying to keep their head above the water as PDHM keeps coming in and dunking them time and time again. They managed to keep that ball out of the net, but so many chances for PDHM, preventing Atypical really from getting much offensive opportunity going at all.
And you saw it there on offense too, James, when you were talking earlier about, spacing. Spacing is it's the big difference here in this match. You have a very relaxed rotation out of Atypical, but a very aggressive second man on PDHM. And second man is such a hard position to excel at the top level in any region, but they have done such a good job of, it all comes down to communication for a second man finding his way through. If you don't have the pinpoint 100% focus field awareness, if everybody's talking, dumping out information, it's a lot easier to make decisions that way. That's what it feels like PDHM have done in this match against Atypical. They have dominated this pitch on the blue, on the orange. It doesn't matter what color it was. PDHM Gaming, they moved to the playoffs.
That was a dominating performance as well. It was a close game one, but then back-to-back shutouts. And in this game, Trefinho was shooting like a madman. 75% shot accuracy, scoring 3 goals on 4 shots. And then we just saw the outright domination when they were keeping the ball on Atypical's half, always getting to that ball a split second before Atypical was able to get it. And Atypical, they looked good at the start. The shots were not falling, and you could tell that just mentally it was too much for Atypical to come back from. But PDHM, like a boulder rolling down the hill, we're only picking up more and more speed as the series went on, eventually crashing right through Atypical and making their way into the playoffs. So well done to PDHM.
I really can't wait to watch PDHM in the playoffs. I am excited to see more of this team. Anytime a team plays as well as a unit as they did, there's always going to be excitement behind their next match, and we won't get to see it till the playoffs, but we got plenty more Rocket League. We got more playoff spots to fill. Don't go anywhere, but stick around a little bit, take a break. We'll be right back.